What's popping? It's Matt of the one half of the FNS podcast. Matt here with Josh.
What's happening? Back again real quick.
Oh yeah, you already know. I told you we're gonna have more content for the people because you know we got the Zoom thing going on. But this here, we gonna talk about. I guess this is a recap of the lottery. It came on the odd time of the day, which was like 3 in the afternoon, which was odd, but whatever. It came on at that time, so I was able to catch it live on the YouTube, and I listened to the results and everything. What's your thoughts, Josh?
Well, first of all, the lottery as a whole is a failure.
Mm-hmm.
Theoretically, it's good because the whole point of the lottery was to stop teams from tanking, which is, I'm down with that. Teams should not be trying to tank on purpose. I'm all for that.
Mm-hmm.
But now you see that the lottery system has flaws too. And the lottery opens the door for the NBA politics. It opens the door for the NBA politics to have some say in this. Now I feel like you know, obviously we over here with the Pistons getting the 5th pick. In other drafts, I would feel screwed. In this draft, who cares?
I mean, us going. I seen some. Speaking on the Pistons getting number 5, I seen some things on the internet saying Pistons fans upset. I don't know where people getting that from. But I think we more so upset that we still have Monty Williams. I think that's the issue. You know what I'm saying? We not getting no needle. Nobody in this draft is moving no type of needle to improve the team and make it worse. Like I was telling Josh earlier, I'm like, well, the team who won this draft, in my opinion, was the Spurs. They got pick number 4 and pick number 8.
Yeah.
Now you got 2 opportunities to draft someone that's gonna complement Wemby, because in my opinion, that's not even my opinion, this is what it's looking like. They're trying to bolster Wemby as, if not the face, one of the faces of the league. Okay, he handled his business last year. They seen what he can bring as far as viewership, and star power. So it's like, man, the quicker they get this thing rolling with the Spurs,
go ahead,
the more, you know, revenue that comes in. You know what I mean? The more views that come in. The quicker they get Wemby to the playoffs. So it'll behoove them to speed this up. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think them the only ones who really won the draft. I don't think the Hawks, them get number 1, that does. When I was listening to Chat Sports earlier, they were saying something about them getting the number 1 pick automatically sends Trae Young out the door. I don't know if I agree with that. I mean, I thought he was already out the door. You know what I'm saying? I thought he was already gone.
If anything, in my mind, this would open the door for Trae Young to stay.
For the Hawks. They'll have to get rid of DeJounte Murray, right?
Well, see, here's the thing. Say they keep them together for another year. Because, like, if you get rid of them, your chance of going to the playoffs plummets real fast. Mainly if you get rid of Trae Young, your chances of going to the playoffs plummets really fast. But say you got somebody that you really, really like in this draft. Now you have the ability to pair that player with Trae Young, at least for a year or two, whatever it is. I feel like this opens the door for them to keep Trae if their goal is to get back in the playoffs. Now, if they just going to go ahead and look at this long-term goal thing, then yeah, you shopping Trae Young, you probably shopping DeJounte Murray, and you can probably get one of them picks off of the Spurs.
I don't know if the Spurs giving them no picks. Maybe for Trae Young, because I kept seeing things about Trae Young. Like, you know, like I kept seeing things about pairing Trae Young with Wemby. I don't know how cold of a combo that is exactly. I don't know. I mean,
it goes back to having the conversation. Trae Young got to recognize that this ain't his squad.
No, it's definitely anybody that go to the Spurs. That's Wemby's team, bro.
Right,
100%. 100%.
You got to recognize that you're not the number one guy here. You the ultimate complementary piece here.
Facts.
And so, would Trae Young be down for that? I don't know. Because I kind of view because we seen Trae Young get to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Mm-hmm.
This also has a lot to do with the current state of the NBA, but because we seen Trae Young get to the Eastern Conference Finals, being the head of the snake, I can see why he would believe, and I would also, you know, kind of be on that fence too of maybe you can have Trae Young as your number one guy and possibly win a championship in this era.
That depends on roster. I think with Boston that's possible. You trade him for Tatum, but I mean, I don't know. Like, I think it's gonna be a tug of war with in San Antonio. I don't know if that's a good move. Like, I just don't think, because I understand what you're saying, and if I'm Trae Young, I'm like, this rookie or whatever first year guy, you thinking you seen the accomplishments I didn't have already, and I'm supposed to take a backseat to him? Nah, we ain't gonna do that. So I could see that being the problem.
Well, I mean, that depends on what kind of personality Trae Young has. Because I mean, I'll throw a highlight clip real quick of Wemby and what he did, and be like, look, we understand that you cold, but you ain't this kind of cold. You know, you might be ice Trae, but this dude is he's different, man. Like there's clips of Wemby on defense on the fast break, and it's just him versus three players.
Yeah, they scared to go, man.
They scared to shoot. They scared to shoot.
Look, Wemby is a different case. Look, Wemby proved he can ball. Now that could be due to the state, maybe. I don't know. That's hard to say. I don't know, because
talking about Wemby.
Yeah, I'm not.
Oh, yeah, I'm on board with that.
Like, because I don't know if he gets away with this stuff with the prime big men back then. Because if you hear how they talk about Yao Ming, about how official he was, Yao Ming was a big dude, man.
Right.
That was a big, strong dude. You know what I'm saying? Right. And looking at Wemby, he will get abused by them big men because he would be forced to play down low. He wouldn't have. I mean,
well, I don't even know if he could.
That's what I'm saying. But he would have no choice, because he would have to actually. Them dudes play down low, so you're gonna have to get on their program. Period.
I can see him possibly being on some Dirk Nowitzki type stuff.
Yeah, but even that, right? Say for instance, him putting the ball on the floor like that with those guards back in the golden years who can time steals real well, because he got handles for his size. He do, but for his size. But if you place him in the golden years where they played the game the correct traditional way, I'm gonna say, if you place this in the era where they play traditional regular basketball like it was supposed to be played, he's not gonna be able to dribble with them small guards lingering around him like that. You know what I'm saying? It just wouldn't happen.
Right.
So he's doing his thing now. In the state of the game, in the state of right now, he is an alien. Today's game, he is the logo matches. He's an alien. But I just, he gonna have that issue to where his contemporaries gonna be hating on him. We seen how that was playing out in the first half of the season, which I think cost them some wins.
Yeah,
I think that cost them some wins. So I don't know how many players will be willing to play up under Wemby or be his sidekick.
Well, that's where people will be having to take a slice of humble pie with me.
I agree.
Because how much more clearer can the evidence get? Like,
I agree with you. I agree.
So at the end of the day, there's no Wemby, there's no Paolo, there's no Anthony Edwards. Like, there's no guy like that coming out in this draft. Like,
no, these are all role players in my opinion.
Exactly. This is the role player draft. This is the role player draft, which is part of the reason why I said this opens the door for Trae Young to stay. Because if Trae Young stays and he stays the number one guy, you got the opportunity right now to get the most official role player out this draft class if your scouting department is on their job.
That's why I say this. That's why I say the Spurs won.
Right.
If they get 2 correct picks, that's going.
It still depends on who falls to them, because right now I feel like the Spurs needs is one, a point guard, which is when the last time one of them came out the draft.
You correct. I mean, you're right, but that's what. But like you said, this is where the scouting come to play at.
Right. So
you know
I don't know if this is absolutely going to be a win for them, because it's not like, who you gonna get? Like,
I'm looking. Let me see something, because I'm checking something. I'm looking up the mock draft here.
So honestly, right now, I've looked at 2 players so far, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I know I still got a lot to look at. But like, normally, like you said in the past, by now, we know who's going to be the number one guy.
Mm-hmm.
We know who's going to be the number one guy. There is not even the Nerlens Noel coming out.
So what I'm looking at here, right? Because I'm looking at the mock draft real quick, just real quick. So I'm at, because obviously we focus on the Spurs here a little bit, because I mean,
they 4-8.
Yeah, and just no offense, but we gonna break these dudes down. Don't even worry about it. You know what I'm saying? We Josh set up a project for us. We gonna break this down, and we gonna actually go through these players. But I've yet to see one dude that. But anyway, so the number 4, they got the mock draft, Ron Holland. I heard of him.
Not impressed.
You know what I'm saying? G League. Remember him? Ron Holland? You showed me that. Now he's a forward. Now, I don't know about, whatever. But from what I seen from Ron Holland, I don't see no impact being made coming in. I see none. From what I seen, I'm gonna look at some more footage. I don't know. Okay, because they had him mocked at number 1, but now I'm hearing about this guy, Alex Sarr. I keep hearing about him from France, a center.
So I'm gonna go down the list. I'm gonna keep going down the list. I'm gonna try to knock out 2 players a day, maybe, if I can. But as far as Ron Holland is concerned, I'm
look,
not
man,
there.
just tell the truth.
See it.
Yeah, look,
I don't see it. So
Just keep
so
the
like
team.
so like one of the reports talked about his athletic ability being such a great thing. I'm looking at him and I'm like, I don't even see that. Like
It's
when
okay. Like, I mean,
when you say athletic ability, like I'm normally thinking this dude jump out the gym.
they gotta listen. They have to speak. They gotta speak something into these draft picks, man, because you almost. I'm gonna tell you something. The talent is so bad in this draft class, you could probably skip it. But due to the fact that they have to do this every year, you
Right.
probably can skip this year. I'm dead serious. I'm not even joking. You can skip this year probably.
Well,
And just
see,
slide on past. If you don't even need no draft. Like honestly, that's how mediocre it is.
right, and so exactly why I'm saying Trae Young has a chance to stay because
But he may have deeper problems though. He may not just want to be there.
well, he's already expressed that he wants to stay.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
He's already expressed that he wants to stay. Now, the one that they may need to get up out the building is DeJounte Murray.
Well, they was already thinking about trading him anyway. Remember, he was supposed to. There was talks of him getting flipped to LA. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if they had deals on the table already, and it just didn't, and it just fell through. But
Well,
I
I
could
mean,
see him
I
being
don't know.
gone.
I feel like DeJounte Murray. Not going to discredit that he has some talent,
You said
But I don't-
you said he my man's, bro.
huh?
You said he was You said he was my man's Jordan Poole. You said they the same guy.
Attitude wise, not skill wise, attitude wise, because DeJounte Murray, to me, he's too cocky to have one, not done nothing, and two, not be that cold of a player. To me,
He's a in my opinion, when I look at DeJounte Murray, I think of
he's a
J.R.
bigger-
Smith, a Ricky Davis,
I kind of look at him.
that kind of role.
But So-
I mean, he's not no key. He's not going to be a guy you go to. And I
No.
don't think in 1, 2, or 3 slot in the championship roster. Maybe the third, maybe. But his attitude is getting away from him being a third. So he probably could be on a championship team. He's better suited being a 6 man and coming in just getting buckets.
right,
Regulate that role to him because of his attitude. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
that can really mess you up. See, people don't like to factor in attitude. Attitude is a big. You can have all the skill in the world, but your attitude can get away. Kind of like Tibbs.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Your attitude can ruin you. So I mean, hey,
Right. And so that's why it's, once again, this opens the door for Trae Young to still be the number one guy in Atlanta, because there's no number one guy really available coming out in this draft.
unless they doing some stuff like, unless they willing and dealing. All these teams I'm looking at, the Blazers number 4. The Blazers, they. I mean, none of this.
The Blazers number 7 on mine.
No, they number 7 and 14.
Oh yeah, 14. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you said
So-
number 4.
No, they number 4. I had went to number 14. The Kings number 13. I mean, and Thunder. I don't even know how they got that high. Probably because of all them draft picks they acquired with that Paul George trade or something. I don't know.
So right now, out of this draft class, I looked at Ron Howland and I looked up Reed Shepherd.
Mm-hmm.
I like Reed Shepherd better than Ron Howland, to be honest with you.
Now Reed Shepherd, break him down real quick.
So based on what I'm still looking at him, but he's the lethal shooter type coming out the draft, right? When I look at his shot form, and this is just me comparing shot forms, he has a JJ Redick like release with a Klay Thompson base, and he plays that a Klay Thompson type of style when it comes to shooting the ball. Like
So
he is catch and shoot.
So he's a system player, is what you're saying.
Exactly. He is catch and shoot, but he also sends the ball up with a pass, like how Lonzo Ball can just get the ball in and he already sends it past court to open dude. Like he does that.
Okay.
He does that.
Okay.
So those are role player tools that I feel like can be used by somebody that's good at attacking the paint.
He would have to play on a good team to be effective.
Well,
the way you broke him down, because a guy like that, a system player, doesn't move the needle on a bad team. No,
but like
he won't even be able to shine actually on a bad team because you don't have you don't have the personnel to actually, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right. So I'm looking at it, and you know, obviously I still got a long ways to go.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, what do you do? What do you do here? I mean,
like this is not. I mean, the Thunder number 12. They don't even need no draft pick. They may trade that off. Who knows?
If you the Spurs at 4, obviously we haven't looked deeply at every player. I mean, those are the only 2 players that I really like looked at.
That guy that you talked about sound like he would fit pretty good in the Spurs system.
Yeah, but is he going to slide to 4? Is he going to slide to 4? Because he's the number 2 prospect based on Bleacher Report.
So that means he will be going to the Wizards. And you Wizards. Want him to go over there? Like the Wizards? Who gonna pass him the rock? They ain't passing that man the rock. Jordan Poole not passing him the rock. Kuzma not passing him the rock.
Wizards is better off just starting from scratch. I'll tell you that much. Wizards is better off just starting from scratch. Start from scratch and then see what you can make happen.
Now, hopefully, the Rockets number 3. You think Ime Udoka showed up for utilize a guy like that?
Well, he got to be able to play defense. I'm still looking at him to see what kind of defense he plays. Because Ime being the kind of coach that he is, he ain't gonna allow nobody to be on the floor and not be able to play no defense.
I agree with you, but I'm just saying, due to him being a high draft pick, I mean, this is what you got to choose from here. So I mean,
it's not like there ain't gonna be any defenders coming out. Like there is a hand picking of some dudes that play defense that come out every draft. It's just there's not an abundance of them to choose from.
Right. This is a difficult situation because it's like you will want, because let's be honest. In the prime draft years, 1 through 10, you was straight.
Yeah.
1 through 10.
1 through 15, you was straight.
You get in. If we the Pistons number 5 pick, we like, we number 5. Oh, we straight. We straight. We you know what I'm saying? Like, this draft is terrible, man. Like, let's call this what it is, man. So it's hard to. I'm looking at this, and normally, like, Hawks number 1, that's a parade almost. The Wizards, Rockets, no, there's nothing that's going to improve your team. Now, like I said, the reason why we focused on the Spurs is because they got 2 high picks, and the Blazers, I guess you could say, number 7 and 14, but the Blazers kind of already got their team. So the Blazers just got to make some tweaks. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
get Jeremy Grant off them books, first and foremost. Get him up out of there.
Get him up out of there. I would say, I mean, honestly, if I'm the Blazers, because I'm not liking Ayton. I mean, Ayton to me,
he's a better fit than Youssef over there in Phoenix.
Yeah, he is, but that's not saying a lot. So I mean, like, if you the Blazers, you might be the team that be like, let me go get the Edie cat from Purdue if he falls.
Nah, man, now we're no Ayton.
What has Ayton done
Nah. We seen him. He not even a top pick, bro.
I know.
And we seen, dog. I thought he would be. he not even in the top because he not good. The scouts even see like as bad as this draft is, we know he not official. We know that. Like I'm not putting him over no Ayton, bro. Yeah, man, please. Ain't no way.
I mean, look, like I said, Edey, even though like this dude offensive game is not there, to me,
bro, his game is not going to survive. To me,
I feel like you have to ask that question of, does he play more like a big man than Ayton does? And this is all Ayton's doing, not Edey's doing.
I agree with you, but I mean, I would not. That's a bad idea. That is a bad. At least Ayton can run the floor to some degree and move laterally. You know what I'm saying? Like, this dude is not. No, man. He gonna be overseas in no time.
Well, look. Without that though, guys that I haven't really did no in-depth looking at, but I can see them possibly being viewed as a certain kind of way coming out of this draft class. So I know I know the Kentucky guard, Rob Dillingham. He could be somebody that the Spurs might target at forward. Because he was one of the hyped up guards coming into this year.
He's a point guard?
Yeah, he's supposed to be a point guard.
Well, so let's check out their weakness. Like you said, they need a point guard, and
they need everything else.
Yeah, they need everything. Like, but the key though, like, you want somebody that's gonna get Wemby the ball. That's one, first and foremost. Get him the ball, like, you know what I'm saying? Because his teammates don't want to give him the ball, and I can see like Trae Young not wanting to either sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Right. So get somebody who's going to get him the ball.
But you got to ask yourself, who's the pass first point guards coming out here?
There ain't none. Don't nobody play like that no more. That's the problem.
Exactly.
You got all these combo guards,
and
no one wants to be an actual facilitator and distributor because they feel like it take away from their shine. We're not realizing you being a distributor playing that one like he's supposed to, you will have a long career.
Well, see, and I don't think it's so much of players not being willing to pass the ball. I think it's more so players not having the IQ to understand the game and take the responsibility of being the floor general.
I agree to that too. I mean, two things can be right here.
Because when you think about a floor general's responsibility, he got to know where everybody's going to be at, and then he's the first line of defense.
I agree. Look, I agree, but none of these dudes play the game with the X's and O's correctly no more. They don't do that. They don't even. It's all about individual skills. They don't care about the X's and O's.
Side note, Nikola Jokic is already, getting into his stuff.
Oh, snap. Oh, yeah, the game is on. What's the score?
29-24. Nuggets way.
Was it first quarter?
First quarter. First quarter just ended.
We'll see. We'll see how that play out. You know what I'm saying?
We'll see how it plays out. Bro.
We'll see how it play out. I mean, we got, 10 minutes left? So
yeah, we got 10 minutes left.
Yep.
So back to this draft. I mean, in a traditional sense, everybody would be happy for the most part. I would say this, just going based off of teams that have drafted well and have turned the players that they've drafted into something recently. Memphis at number 9, that's not a bad spot for them. Because
the Memphis, they just had bad luck this year. I don't think Memphis, this is them, they had injuries and all type of stuff went wrong with them. I think they're going to be in the playoffs next year.
Right. That's why I'm saying that. But like when you look at Memphis, they're a team that has drafted well, and for the most part, all of their heavy productive players are players that they've been drafted. Like, I know this past year they made trades to get somebody, but Jaren Jackson was somebody that they drafted. Desmond Bane was somebody that they drafted. Obviously, you know, Ja Morant was somebody that they drafted.
Very similar to OKC.
Right. They just don't have as many picks, which is, speaking of the devil, Oklahoma City is pick number 12.
Yeah, I said that. I mean, but, you know, they don't even need no pick. They straight. They got their squad. They just, you know.
It's not like they can't use another player.
No, I'm not saying that, but it's like they could probably flip that and trade. You can use that as a trade piece. You know, all type of stuff. You know what I mean?
That's what I would do.
Like, any of these guys, like, let's see, you said Memphis, they can use that as a trade piece. Like, I wouldn't necessarily pick nobody out. I'll use that literally as a trade to get somebody. I'm not wasting,
I'll say this.
You know.
I'll say this. If the Spurs, if the Spurs want to make the playoffs, let's say next year, I'll shop both of them picks.
I think that's the best thing they can do with these. You know, I think that's the best thing they can do. But how tradable is these whack picks?
I just don't know for who.
How tradable is these whack picks, man? Seriously.
Well, I mean, it depends, because you got some organizations that, in their minds, there's a diamond in the rough here. In their minds. And then you got some organizations that's kind of like put their back is kind of like forced up against the wall, because they got a superstar that, or they got either a superstar or a star caliber player that doesn't want to stay.
Right.
And so now this is a player that, okay, well, we can use this to put a speed boost on our future.
This ain't no speed boost, though. No offense.
I hear what you're saying. I hear exactly what you're saying. I'm just saying that, you know, like, for the Spurs, let me see here. Let me just run through this really quick, because who is a tradable piece for the Spurs? Let me see. Toronto ain't gonna give up Scotty Barnes.
No, Toronto actually building something solid over there. I really wouldn't trade none of my core guys.
But Scotty is the type of player that will try to get Wemby the ball. I can see that easy. I can see Charlotte willing to scrap somebody.
Yeah,
I just don't know if I really want.
Who over there really like that? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'll tell you this. The only player that I would want off of Charlotte right now is Mark Williams. And that's if you need a center. But outside of that, I don't want nothing out of there.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, there. Most of these guys ain't really. A lot of these guys is pretty much like, you know. I
got a question for you.
What up?
If you Detroit, you not sold on Cade?
No, I'm not.
All that much?
Nah. But
if San Antonio called you and was like, we'll give you both of these for Cade.
Yeah. But these cats in the draft? Nah, I'd probably still roll with Cade. Nah, I'm not about to sit there and play like that. Like, I mean, Cade, that's gonna be discussion. Well, we already talked about this on Fix My Squad, but Cade, like, I just don't think he got it in his chest personally. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I also feel like, you know, the coaching is a big problem over there. So I would love to have, as much as people hate Darvin Ham, and I get that, I understand that, I realize that, I'm booting Monty out of here because, you know, I bring Darvin Ham in. He won a championship with us. You know what I'm saying? He wore the Pistons jersey. He's gonna try to want to implement. He's gonna want to try to prove himself, especially after what happened to LA. So I'd rather have somebody like him than Monty. I do not like Monty because he don't want to be there. You know what I'm saying? So I'd rather have, first and foremost, somebody want to be there and coach. So, you know, I think the problem with Detroit is I like our roster personally. I wish we would have kept Bagley in them, honestly, but I do like our roster. My whole thing, first and foremost, is getting that coach up out of there.
Right.
Get rid of that. Then, you know what I'm saying? And I'll use Cade as trade bait, but I'm not trading him for these 2 picks. Absolutely not.
Right. Well, you know what? I just had a thought pop into my head because I'm looking at this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just trying to create a trade scenario.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the guys, this is the tough challenge right here. A lot of the guys that could possibly be considered trade players to get the draft pick, they're set to be free agents. So you can't trade for them anyway. You could probably sign them.
Right.
Because I thought about, I looked at the Clippers.
Mm-hmm.
Clippers, that roster is going nowhere, and they know it.
Yeah. I'd be giving all of them.
Paul George set to be a free agent. Who knows when Kawhi's gonna be healthy again? He's supposed to be a free agent, I think. I'm not sure about that. I think James Harden is still under contract, but I don't want to build nothing around him.
Nah, but then he messed up his own trade value. So with his antics he been doing for the past few years. So I mean, who want to trade for him? So you kind of stuck with him.
Exactly. So I don't know, man. Like this is a bad position to be in to a degree. I mean, you got to have an out cold scouting, man. Your scouting team need to be up there, man. Your scouting team need to be up there because, man, the Spurs scouting team better be on point because who knows how good they would have drafted if they wasn't given the number 1 pick last year.
Exactly. And the time, well, we got like a minute left, so the time running out.
Yeah.
We gonna get back to this when it's time to when the actual draft pop off.
Right. So I mean, we still got homework to do. I would like to think that by the time we get back to this, I would have at least a couple of players that I'll be like, okay, I'll take them. Because right now, like Reed Shepherd is the only one out of the 2 that I'll be like, oh, I'm taking him over Ron Howard.
Yeah, and so yeah, we gonna have it done though, man. So this is a good episode, man. We'll be back. We're gonna have a lot more of these coming. You know what I mean? Yeah. Appreciate the listeners. We out.
Peace.